Hi, my name is Shannon, and this is my second video about GI conditions, causes, symptoms, and treatment methods. This video is going to focus on hydration and how staying hydrated keeps your body and your GI system functioning properly, and why dehydration is a very common symptom that comes along with having a severe GI condition, and how hydration or dehydration affects your weight, your body's ability to absorb the nutrition that you put into it, and some other things. So I'm just going to go over really quick. I have been diagnosed with various GI conditions for the last 6 or so years. I was diagnosed with SIBO, then I was diagnosed with IBS, and then eventually my nutrition absorption and my fluid absorption got so poor that I wasn't able to manage my weight, and I lost so much weight, and my artery that supplied blood to a portion of my intestine, that artery collapsed, and then I was diagnosed with SMA. So therefore, that portion of my small intestine, when the artery that fed blood to it collapsed, it clamped off like a garden hose, and anything I would put in my mouth and eat or drink, it would not go through my system. And then I had to have a couple surgeries and get some tubes placed to recover from that, and it took quite a while. But this is me just putting out the information that I've learned out there, because it was a really rough road. I know that GI conditions, especially when they get really, really bad, they can cause a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of awful symptoms that no one deserves to go through. So I want to put the information that I've learned out there, and hopefully it'll help somebody else avoid being in a really bad state, or help someone recover better from being in a really bad state. And again, today is going to focus on hydration. Hydration is one of the biggest issues when it comes to someone with a GI condition. So when your GI is in distress, typically it's caused by a overgrowth of bad bacteria. That could be E. coli, that could be H. pylori, it could be literally thousands of different strains. So, but those are the two biggest ones that we're at least focusing on as far as medical studies and treatment. So my personal bad bacteria that was the worst, that was overgrowing the worst, was E. coli. So anyway, that overgrowth of bad bacteria causes inflammation, and it causes your GI system to not do its normal functions properly, which is absorb fluids, absorb electrolytes, absorb and process the nutrients that you eat. So when your body's not absorbing what you put in, you might find it difficult to keep your weight on, or to keep your weight steady or at a healthy weight. Also, when you have that inflammation and you're having a flare-up and that overload of bad bacteria, your body is using extra fluids, extra electrolyte, extra nutrition to flush that out of your system. So you're getting hit with a double whammy, and which is why a lot of people with severe GI conditions, when it gets really bad, they find that they struggle to keep their weight healthy. They struggle to keep their weight the same. They feel like they're losing their weight uncontrollably, and this is what happened to me as well. So first off, if you're struggling to maintain your hydration by yourself through oral remedies, electrolyte drinks and proper nutrition and everything you're trying to do by mouth, sometimes when it gets unmanageable by drinking or eating food, you might have to take an IV route. So if you notice that you've gone to the ER, or you went to an IV bar and you got a bag of fluids intravenously, and you're able to hold on to your weight and your energy's a little bit better for a few days, hydration might be one of the big problems or one of the big side effects that you experience that's keeping you from making progress in your treatment plan. So hydration and your electrolytes, and a balance of water and electrolytes plays a big role in your body's ability to absorb the nutrition that you eat. So if you're not properly hydrated, your body is also going to struggle to process the nutrition in the food that you're ingesting. So sometimes people find that when they're in a really bad state, they might have to receive IV fluids every so often. It could be, some people need them daily. When I was really, really bad, I was prescribed 2 bags of LR lactated ringers, IV fluids every day. Some people need a bag every few days. Some people Some people need a bag once a week, or a couple times a month, or once a month. It just depends on how severe your flare-up or how severe your condition is at the time. Now, as you heal up, as your body gets better, as your GI system starts functioning better and that inflammation goes down, you are more easily able to control and maintain your hydration through, just getting proper nutrition, drinking your water, and using an electrolyte solution if you need it. This is the one I like. I find that this is called Highlight. I got it on Amazon. Like I said in my last video, it's about $20, and it should last you at least 6 months, possibly even a year. What was I going to say? I'm trying to make this quick. So if you're, that's the best electrolyte solution I have found, because things like sugar or a sugar substitute, or maybe even too much sodium, all of those will actually contribute to worsening your dehydration. Too much sodium will dehydrate you. Not enough will dehydrate you. Sugar dehydrates you quick. Sugar substitutes, they're also notorious for dehydrating you pretty quick. So I like the Highlight because it's just got the basic electrolyte ingredients. It's a concentrated liquid. You shake it up and you put drops of it in your water, and it doesn't make the water taste any different, so it's really nice. But it's got the just straightforward minerals and electrolytes list that you need. And it has, at least for my body, a nice balance of sodium to potassium. Those are the 2 main electrolytes you want to worry about balancing when you're looking for a good electrolyte solution. You want to have a good ratio of sodium to potassium. And a lot of the electrolyte drinks out there have too much sodium, in my opinion. But the study for what percentage or what ratio of sodium to potassium you need for optimal hydration, it's still being studied. Some people say you need sodium 3 to a 1 potassium ratio, or a sodium 4 to 1, or a sodium 1 to potassium 4 ratio. It's still being studied, and I personally think it just depends on your body's needs and what state your body is in. But for me, I found that a lower sodium level works better for me, and that's also why I like the Highlight. So that is that's my only recommendation that I've found personally as far as an electrolyte solution for an oral route. Now, if you've tried hydrating yourself as best you can, you're drinking enough water and you're not overloading your water so you don't flush out too many electrolytes, and you're trying to drink an electrolyte solution that's got minimal ingredients, and it's, you're just doing your best, but you still can't seem to find a balance, or you still can't seem to find something that is giving you better energy and giving you hydration to where you can hold on to your weight and gain weight if you need to. You might need help with IV fluids. So when our system is in, like I said, when our system is in a really bad state, it's not going to absorb our electrolytes, our fluids, and our nutrients as well as a healthy person. So instead of, taking in an electrolyte solution orally, you can talk to your doctor or go to an IV bar and do intravenous hydration instead. And that way, with that route, you're going to absorb that fluid more effectively instead of in your gut where it's not absorbing very well. Intravenously, it'll absorb a lot better. You'll notice that your energy is better, and you'll probably notice that you'll be able to hold on to your weight for the next few days or however often you need IV fluids. Also, you might find that you're, like if you have acid reflux or bloating, that is probably going to be a little bit better after you receive IV fluids or whatever route you take to properly hydrate yourself. It seems when you're adequately hydrated, some of your symptoms will start to subside, and then you will make progress in your treatment. So hydration is a super important key to getting yourself better and just feeling better and being able to absorb the nutrition in the food you're eating and help your GI symptoms start to subside and heal your body. It's very, very important. Also, staying properly hydrated really helps your blood pressure and your circulation. And the reason circulation is so important when it comes to staying hydrated is because the reason our organs work is because our blood is pumping to those organs. If your circulation becomes poor, your blood is not sending enough oxygen to those organs. And if you develop circulation so poor that you end up with a clogged artery or a blocked artery, whatever artery that blood is supplying to, or whichever organ that artery is supplying blood to, that organ will eventually struggle to function, and it could stop working. And if left for too long, the tissue in that organ could start to die. This is a partial explanation as to why people have heart attacks, because their artery they could be clogged, especially an artery to their heart. So their heart is struggling to function, and also your body is trying to force blood to that heart muscle, and that's part of what causes a heart attack. A heart attack is really a body's attempt at getting blood to the heart so it will function, forcing it, and thus too much forcing creates high blood pressure and then heart attack or possibly stroke or whatever the case is. So hydration is very important, and I think it may not be, I feel like, at least just my experience with my GI adventure, if you want to call it that, I feel like hydration and proper hydration, maybe it's not viewed as important as it really is. Maybe it's not understood how important and how imperative it is to our body's overall function and also healing from a GI condition and maintaining your weight, maintaining your energy levels. So that's why I wanted to make this video today about hydration. It's very important. It's important to figure out what kind of balance of percentage of sodium to potassium you need in your electrolyte solution. It's important to know what stuff contributes to dehydration, like sugar, too much salt, sugar substitutes, caffeine, alcohol, and also foods that don't agree with your system will contribute to dehydration. It really depends. your body is going to let you know what foods do and what foods don't work for you. And I like to remind people, just because a food is technically healthy does not necessarily mean it's healthy for your body. There's a lot of studies out there that suggest that our bodies, based on our DNA and our genetic code, our bodies are used to the foods and the crops that were native to our homeland, that our ancestors and our ancestors' have been used to eating over years and years and years. So that's what our genetics and our DNA is accustomed to. So don't be discouraged if you find a food that you've been told is really healthy and it's really great for you and it's got all this vitamin that you need and this whatever that you need. It's okay, because there's so many foods out there that have just as much nutrition as that one food. Personally, like avocado doesn't work for me. It's healthy, it's got healthy fats, it's got minerals and vitamins, but it doesn't agree with my system. So I stick with foods that agree with my system. That, combined with proper hydration and staying away from things that dehydrate me or trigger inflammation in my system, has helped me treat my GI condition. Those are the two main things I recommend, is making sure you find out what foods work best for you and try to stick to those as best you can, and figure out what source, what electrolyte drink, or if you need an IV fluid route, whatever source of hydration works best for you. Those two things paired with each other, in my opinion, is it's created the best results I've found in treating my GI condition. Again, always consult with your doctor, a nutritionist, your GI, and come up with a plan, a treatment plan that you think is going to work best for you. Some foods are going to be trial and error, but just do your best, give yourself some grace, because you're going through something that you don't deserve to be going through and you didn't ask for. And GI conditions can be very, very difficult and very uncomfortable physically and mentally to deal with. So just do your best, do a little research, and figure out what works best for you. And also remember, hydration is a very important factor in your healing and your treatment plan. So I encourage you to figure out what form of hydration works for you, and do what you gotta do to get your body right. And I hope this video helped. If there's anything I missed or didn't explain in good detail, feel free to comment. If you have any questions, if you want me to make any other videos about anything else, comment. I keep an eye on this page. So my main concern is I've been through this stuff and it's really, really rough and it's scary, and I feel like I wanted to put the information that I've learned out there, and hopefully it helps somebody who's struggling. So anybody that this video finds, I hope for the very best for you, and please let me know if there's any questions I can answer or anything I can do. You guys take care. Thanks.